STRIKINGXLC is now sponsored by Warhammer 40,000 Lost Crusade, officially licensed by Games Workshop. Warhammer 40,000 Lost Crusade is set in a vast sector of the universe containing all the resources required to build a powerful fleet capable of purging the enemies of the Imperium. As a commander of the Primaris Space Marines, upgrade troops by unlocking new abilities and technology, and recruit classic 40k heroes with unique traits and playstyles. In a major update, Warhammer 40,000 Lost Crusade gives players the option to choose from 4 different Space Marine chapters: Ultramarines, Raven Guard, Imperial Fists and White Scars. Free to download and play. Unique link and code in the video description below, and by clicking the link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2000 points, Orks versus Imperial Fists. Right, welcome to this 2000 points game, Orks versus Imperial Fists. We are going to play this as a league battle. Orks have finished their games. They're going to stand in here as a Xenos army, and they're going to take on the firstborn Imperial Fists. They still have some games to play, so Orks just going to stand in here as an opposing army so that the Imperial Fists can get their games done. We're getting close to the end of the towards the end stage of the season, which is where we take the top 8 armies in the league and then put those through into a random draw, and then it's a knockout stage after that, as the armies fight against each other to try and establish a channel champion for our Season 9 battle reports. So it's all up in the air. It could be anyone this year, multiple factions with a chance of being crowned champion. So exciting times ahead. We do look forward to the knockout battles. They'll be intense, no doubt, and a lot at stake as the different factions take each other on. Before I run through the list here for the Orks, just mention the patrons at gold level. They get their names shouted out at the start of all of our games, and also a patronic dice to use at some point during the game as well. That's Andrew Swan, Chris Heim, Frank Vafecki, Jordan Russell, Justin Burton, Longbow BB, Luke Schwengel, Marcus Anthony, Max Sword Knuckles, Michael Fryer, Dave Humphreys, William Schwarz, Nicholas Lucas, Patrick Nilsson, Paul Cook, Peter Almo, Ray Cross, Tyler Summers, the artist formerly known as Veej, Dylan Moore and Samuel Penanuri. So big thanks to them for their support at gold level. At the end of the game, I'll call out those supporting at silver level as well, and you can check out the end credits for all the patrons supporting at different levels. So for the Orks, combine this with another army development video on the Plus channel for the Orks. So this is pretty much what that list will be. There are some models on the painting desk to add in, but 2,000 points of Orks, adjusting and changing, learning lessons as we go along, adapting to the new codex and seeing what units work well. So there's some changes taking place here with the Orks. So I'm running this as a double patrol, and then also a super heavy auxiliary detachment, obviously with the Gorkanaut back in the list. It's been a long time since we've seen some of these models appear on the channel. It's so good to see a variety of Ork units back in action. Big tests for these units to see how well they do. So the first patrol headed up here by Gut Ripper. He's going to be the Warlord. Power Claw for him, which I then turn into the Killer Claw Relic. With no minus to hit rolls and straight 3 damage. Warlord trait is hard as nails, so it's -1 to wound him as well. Going to run all the detachments as Goths, so +1 strength from the charge and 6's pop extra hits in close combat. Troops choices, Here, 1 unit of Ork boys, unit of 10 inside a truck with a big shooter, and the knob for the squad has a big chopper. Then for elites, I have a unit of mega knobs, unit of 4, all equipped with custom shooters and power claws, giving them a truck as dedicated transport for them. Then fast attack Defcopters, unit of 5, with all equipped with the copter rockets, not taking any bomb for that unit, but all equipped with the copter rockets. And then heavy support, I've taken killer cans. I was going to run a unit of 3, but I'm going to run a unit of 6 of those, so 6 of them, all equipped with the can claws, and then just for the points, gone for Grotzukas across the board with those, just keeping the points cost low for them. And then 2 batteries of guns, split these between the 2 patrols, but 2 units of 2 mech guns, all equipped with the custom mega cannon for each of those, and you can see the Grot crew for those as well. Second patrol is the Weird Boy, just here, Fists of Gork and Warpath for him. Second unit of boys mechanised inside the truck, same loadout as before. Taken Storm Boys, it's been a long time since these have been on the channel. Some of my favourite models for the Orks, a beautiful plastic kit from Games Workshop. Taking them as 2 squads of 5, just to help out tactically, harvesting secondaries in the game. And then we have a stand-in unit here. I'm going to run Bikers, unit of 5. I've demoted Zog down to Sergeant Zog, so I'm going to use the model, but he's just going to be a sergeant here for rules purposes during the game, and paying the points to give him a power claw. But I'm planning to drop the Bikers, maybe, and then swap out for something else. We'll see what happens. Chance for a number of units to shine here. I do like the look of this Ork list, but the real test will be the battle itself. That's the list for the Orks. We'll take a look now and see what the Imperial Fists have in their army. Alright, so 2,000 points of Imperial Fists, also some experimentation going on with them. So Aaron Allen's going to take command here. He's used to using Space Marines, no problem, and is pretty familiar with the Imperial Fists, so he's happy enough to run these. So Imperial Fists then, ignoring light cover when they shoot, 6+ for bolters, or bolt weapons, generating extra hits. And then on turn 1, strength 7 or greater weapons cause +1 damage. HQ choices here, I'm going to run a battalion detachment, so nice high amount of command points available. Captain Lysander will be the Warlord, and for him, he'll take his Warlord trait Indomitable, so 1 to 3, rolls of 1 to 3, always fail to wound him, just to try and beef up his toughness. I was running a Lieutenant, but I'm going to go for a Librarian this time. Psychic Fortress and Might of Heroes for him, and Armor Indomitus Relic, so 3+ invulnerable save once per game, a 2+ save, an extra wound for him as well. Then on to troops choices, tactical squad, so full squad of 10, Melter and Combi Melter for the Sergeant, the rest equipped with bolters, dedicated transport of a Rhino, another Rhino for a squad of 5, Combi Melter on the Sergeant, another squad of 5, Combi Melter on the Sergeant as well. Then I have a Chief Apothecary just here, Warlord trait Selfless Healer being taken for him. Then Terminators unit of 5, Power Fists and Storm Bolters, no further upgrades for them. Power Sword on the Sergeant. 2 Land Speeder Typhoons, which have done quite well so far. So 2 of them, both taking multi-melters and also the Typhoon missile launchers. Also, 2 Storm Talon gunships, both of them taking the double las cannon and the twin assault cannon for those as well. And then Centurion Devastators, 3 of them equipped with the Hurricane Bolters, and then the double las cannon for each of those as well. That's the list for the Imperial Fists. Plenty of firepower, but can they hold the Orks back and take them on? We'll have to see. That's the lists for both sides. We'll take a look at scenario and deployment now for this battle. Alright, so we have a scenario here for this mission. It's Scorched Earth. Deployment zone is looking like this. So deployment zone across here. This is where the Orks will be, marked by the orange dice. And then deployment zone across the other side, marked by the yellow dice. The deployment zone for the Imperial Fists. There's 6 objectives, primary objectives here, sort of going around in a circle. In this game, just marked up by the objective markers, which are available on the Etsy store, so you can check out the link for that to get a hold of packs of 6 of them. There's one here on the left-hand side for the Orks, and there's one in No Man's Land just over on this side, and the one for the Imperial Fists just over there. One here for the Orks on their right hand side, the one in no man's land, and the one across the other side there for the Imperial Fists. So you can expect this game 2 flank battles to take place. A lot of vital primary objectives on each flank for both armies to try and secure and control during the game. So there is the raise secondary available in this game. So if you go after the opponent's home objectives, so if the Orks go after that one across there and the one across the far side, you can control it, perform an action, raise it, destroy it, and you get 6 points for one of them and 12 points for both. So that's a possibility if an army wants to go aggressive and to go for that secondary. And then for primary objectives, take and hold here. The control of 1 or more objective marker is worth 5 points at the start of the command phase, 2 or more is worth another 5 points, and then if you control more than the opponent, it's worth another 5 points on top of that. So what we'll do now is we're going to choice of secondaries here for both sides. We get 3 each. Alright, so secondaries have been chosen for both sides. Aaron's gone for grind them down, so that's destroying more enemy units per turn. Then bring it down. Orks have a load of vehicles here, so plenty of points available to pick up, and Aaron could max out on that. And then engage in all fronts, been taken the control of table quarters. Then for the Orks, they've taken engage in all fronts as well. Then we have taken the unique secondary for this game, the raise secondary, and then retrieve Octarius data has been taken as well. That's performing actions in each of the table quarters. That secondary is chosen for both sides. We'll start alternating placing units on the board next. Alright, so a couple of announcements to make here. First of all, battle mat and terrain is by gamemat.eu. So 6x4 in size of this one, we just marked the boundary across there for the size of this battle. Roll the terrain out nice and flat, the mat goes nice and flat, then we simply place the terrain on top. Some of the terrain being used is from gamemat.eu as well. So these boxes across here, these large buildings at the back from their industrial terrain set as well. So you can check out gamemat.eu for your supplies of battle mats and pre-painted terrain. And then also the offer's still on for the fine detail brush set, the Pro Series from Artiscapade, 15 brushes in here. So fantastic deal for these. I think it works out at 18, just under £18 for all 15 of those brushes. You can use them for painting your models and terrain. Link for that will be in the video description below and also in the comments section. And then another announcement, James has asked me to make this one here. Games Workshop have sent me this stuff through the post. I don't collect at this stage. It's Aeronautica Imperialis. They have sent through the new Eldar flyers, which look incredible, really, really nice. And also the Space Marine stuff here, so Storm Eagle squadrons. That was the Phoenix Bomber squadron. And then they've sent me a Nightwing squadron as well. Beautiful, beautiful models here from Games Workshop. So very excited to see the Eldar being represented. And also the Xiphon Interceptor Squadron as well. The Adeptus Astartes has been sent through. And also the Wrath of Angels here, where Games Workshop are introducing the flyers here for the Space Marines. And then also the Eldar as well. So for Aeronautica Imperialis, if you're not aware already, James is getting into this in a big way. He's painted up some Astra Militarum flyers. They look fantastic, and he's now hosting battle reports on his channel. There's a couple up, I believe, already. They look very impressive indeed. But for Aeronautica Imperialis content, do check out James's channel. Link for that is in the video description below. He's also doing a lot of 40k battles as well, sort of narrative themed. So if you want to see his Astra Militarum and his Ultramarines in action, plus the guests that he has on the channel with their armies as well, then check out James's channel. But also you're going to get your Aeronautica Imperialis content over on James's channel as well. So check him out, subscribe, and enjoy the content over on JB Wargamer 87. Alright, so deployment is complete for both sides. Orks spreading across a wide front here, obviously with this mission with the flank objectives. Bikers across here, Sergeant Zog, 5 of them on the extreme left-hand side, getting ready to swing round. Then across here on this home objective, set up the 2 Grok guns. Inside this is regular Ork boys, unit of 10. And then copters here, 5 of them. Just surrounding the truck. Gut Ripper's gone inside. That 10 Ork boys and Innards the Weird Boy as well. And then next to him is another truck with the 4 Meganobs inside. So it's a mechanised infantry attack with copters on this side And then the Gorkanaut, trying to make use of the terrain as much as possible, but quite hard to hide this model on the table. Gorkanaut's gone here. Killer cans on the right-hand side with the mech guns on this right-hand side as well. Orks do have reserves. 2 units of Storm Boys have gone into deep strikes. They'll drop down turn 2 onwards. And then for Aaron's deployment, we'll go around the other side in just a moment. We'll just cover terrain. So this larger structure here, the taller part, we're going to play as line of sight blocking terrain. This piece to the side, the lower bit, we're going to play as just regular ruin. Minotaur armor container rules across here. It's barricades. There's a few others dotted around the table. Then for the terrain, lower stuff like this, we're going to play as usual jungle terrain. And then for the larger pieces, where the bark is, there's the structure of it, we'll play that because of the height of it, we'll play that as line of sight blocking terrain. And the lower pieces just as regular jungle terrain. So that's the battlefield covered here. We'll go around the other side of the table and we can see Aaron's deployment for the Imperial Fists. So around this side, not too much in the middle. Aaron pretty much splitting up the army into 2 parts. Across this side, double land speeder, making use of the line of sight blocking terrain. A rhino here on the home objective. There's a squad inside. Which size squad is this one?
That one is the 5-man squad.
5-man squad inside there. The 10-man?
10-man is in this.
Okay, inside here. There's the other squad without a transport. They're on the home objective. Centurion Devastators are set up here. Aaron positioned those as one of the last units. It has got line of sight through to the Gorkanaut. As Apothecary, Librarian, the 2 Storm Talon gunships on this side, on the right hand flank. There are reserves for the Imperial Fists. It's the Terminators and Lysander. They'll be deep striking down turn 2 onwards. So that's deployment done. Inside that rhino on that side, the 10-man squad, Aaron has declared those as combat squads. They'll be splitting into 5s and when they disembark. That's deployment done. So a test here, Imperial Fist firepower. They certainly have plenty of heavy guns against a new mechanised Ork list here with lots of mechanical machines. We'll see how they get on. If anything, there'll be target practice for sure against this Gorkanaut. We'll see how long it lasts, but we'll roll up to see who goes first. Xenos. I wouldn't mind going first here. We've got a 4, so it's not bad. And it's a 4. Okay, here we go. It's a 6. We're going first. Yes, we are. Okay, Orks to go first. At least the Gorkanaut gets to do something here before it has holes shot in it. We'll go on to the first turn of the game. It's the Orks that will kick off here. Turn 1 for them next. So we've got some aggression here from the Orks. The idea of this list is to have machines as one part of the attack, with the Gorkanaut, Killer Cans, possibly some other units on the way, and then a mechanised infantry attack, which you can see pushing through here. So movement for the Orcs. Skiller cannons moved out. No targets in range, so we have advanced them a roll of 5, so they've moved a nice distance and have claimed that flank objective. The guns have shifted across, but not within range quite yet to claim this objective here. Gorkanauts pushed through in this direction, but before it moved, advanced 2 of this truck. Rolled well enough, so it's gone through there. It's got the Mega Knobs inside, just behind his Gut Ripper, and the Weird Boy. The boys, though, have disembarked and have gone here and performed Retrieve Octarius data. The guns happy to sit where they are on this objective. Copters have moved through in support, lend a bit of firepower support, and again, a high roll for an advance here with these boys moving through inside the truck. And then the bikers moving out, claiming this flank objective as well. So that's movement done for the Orcs here. It is aggression being shown on both flanks. The idea is to get in the face of the Imperial Fists as early as possible. We'll go on to no psychic phase here. No, the Weird Boys inside the transport, so we'll go on to shooting phase next. So I'm going to fire the copters here. They get 2d3 shots each with their copter rockets. That's 10d3. I'm going to put them into the Centurion Devastators. The idea is they can be a bit of firepower support. That's the idea. So that's his number of shots here. We've got 9, 10, 12, that was a 4, 14, 16, 18, got 20 shots. So, sounds impressive, but can we get the hits is the question. Fives and sixes. Ooh, this looks tasty from the copters. Aaron's squirming here. This is trouble. Look at the ratio. Okay, and then we're going to go for 3s to wound at strength 8. All of them. Okay, right. So we have got 9 wounds have come through. They're damage 3 each time. Centurion Devastators may well find themselves in trouble. Now what we need to do actually is roll saves. Remember, you've got the Apothecary as well, the 6+ feel no pain. But saves of -2. We're talking about cover. I reckon the front 2 models will get it, the other one won't. So Aaron will choose. We have to do this one at a time, aren't we? We're going to have to tank it on the one in cover, the model in cover, declare it on him, and then work our way through. We've got feel no pains to resolve as well. So this may take a little while to get through. So we'll line these up. There's 9 here. So the first one, Aaron may well have a command reroll as well to try and preserve the unit. So first one's failed at this point. So this is the 1 out of 9. Use the CP reroll now.
Maybe.
Or maybe save it. We need help here, quick. Patronic help. Loads of Imperial players. Chris Heim to help the Fists. Which he does.
Yes.
Yes, with cover, just about. Okay, so that's that one done. Moving on to the next one. Passed. The idea is to stop the wipeout at all costs. Passed for cover. It's got 3, right. So 3 damage. Looking for 6s.
Nope.
Block none. Okay, the model's still alive. They're 4 wounds each. So the next one.
Nope.
Failed. I think the model's going to go. It's not too much of a panic because he can be resurrected. Right, definitely dead. Okay. Model there. Okay, one's gone.
Nope.
Failed. Block none.
None.
Oh boy. Passed. And
there's a 6.
okay, passed. Right, good. Okay, one model lost. Ooh, it was cover that saved you.
Yeah.
The idea is to stop the wipeout because Aaron can restore models back to play. Okay, one model slain. Not as bad as it could have been. Yeah, Aaron's taking the other model, the one that was removed as a sergeant's, just swapping them around. That's fine. Okay, so one model slain so far. I think the Orcs can do too much to wipe those out. And so in effect, you resurrect a model, it'll make no difference to the size of the unit. Okay, we'll press on though, more firepower for the Orcs to come. Okay, we'll let the Gorkanaut let loose with some Daka here. The ideal situation would be to bring down one more of those Centurion Devastators. We'll see if we can do it by overwhelming tons of Daka, if possible. So Gorkanaut fire everything it has. If it's in range, I don't think the rockets are in range. Yes, rockets are not in range, but the Deathstorm Mega Shooter is in range. So 20 shots. 5s. Wish I had a Grot Crew, but we don't. It's 5s for hits. Okay, so not bad. It's 3s for wounds at strength 6. Yeah, okay, 3. There's a bit of AP -1 going on with that one. So it'll take you, if you're going to go on cover, that would be a 3-up save.
Yeah.
They could all be rolled, yeah. One's got through.
Yeah, so he's dead, and then this one's not in cover, so that's another wound.
Okay.
Right, sorry. Apothecary on that one fails. Apothecary on that one passes, so no wounds on the guy not on cover.
Right, okay. Yeah. Oh, right, one of the models was on a wound left.
Yes.
Oh, right, so we have claimed the second model. Hurrah. A hurrah goes up from the Orks as they see one of the big tub of Marines brought down. Led by Sergeant Lard and Private Butter and Private Margarine. Right, same target. We've got the 2 twin big shooters. So 6 and 6, 12 shots. Accuracy is good from the Orks here. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Toughness 5, I think, so it's 4s to wound. It's no AP- on these. 3 make it through. So not in cover, the last model. So this is 3-ups.
There's 2.
Foul 2. Ouch. Ouch. The damage is coming through here. Centurion's precariously close to being wiped out. We'll leave this to the Ripper. A Ripper rocket to perhaps finish the last model off. As we'll go for some Patronic help. Dave Humphreys, he's an Ork player. So we'll go for number of shots. It's 2. We'll let Dave continue. Dave needs 6s to get hits. He doesn't. Okay, Ripper's missed with the rockets. Got big shooters from the trucks. This one needs 6s, it advanced. Missed. Ripper's truck needs 5s, it didn't advance. A hit comes through. 4s for a wound. Yes, 1 wound. Normal save. Passed on a 3, just about. Okay. We'll go this truck here, same target. 5 shots now because we're in closer range, but we advance. We need 6. Yep, 1 hit and no wound coming through. Okay, so I think that's the firepower done here against the Centurions. Maybe we'll just double check. Right, next we'll turn to the Grot guns. Firepower support available from them. We'll go after the flyers. The Storm Talon gunship is hiding behind the train across there, but we can see it. So the first gun, D6 shots, 3. 4s need 5s because Aaron's in the air. Missed. The next one, this is the it's custom mega cannons here. 2 shots. 5s. A hit comes through. 3s for a wound. Yes, AP -3. So a 6 up to block this one.
Nope.
No, okay. D6 damage. We shall search for... No, we'll go Andrew Swan. Damage of just a 2. 2 wounds caused. Okay, so 2 wounds on the Storm Talon gunship. Okay, across here, I was going to shoot, but Grotzukas are heavy. Heavy 2d3, and we advance, so we cannot fire those at all. So I'll go for Grot guns across this side. So line of sight blocking entirely with this terrain, but this is ruined, so we can see through. We'll go against the Rhino. D6 shots. Just the 2 shots. 4s, though, for hits. So we take a mortal wound and do get a hit. And it does wound, even -3, so 6 up to block.
Nope.
Nope. And the damage of 3 wounds caused. Next gun. Number of shots, 5 shots this time. If we roll well, this could cause trouble for the Rhino. We don't. Just missing here. 1 makes it through, which does wound. 6 up to block again.
No.
No, they're dangerous enough once they get their hits. They don't. 6! Ouch. 1 wound left on the Rhino. Ouch. Good shooting from the Grot gunners. Yeah, there's a bit more shooting. 15 shots at long range. This is the Decker guns from the bikers. We'll go into with the Rhino. It's the only choice we've got here. So 5s and 6s. 5s to wound. Nothing. Okay, and I think that's firepower done for the Orks. Lots of Dakka, loads of rockets and bullets flying about all over the place. But damage has been caused. Centurion Devastators have taken damage, but not wiped out, crucially. And then some damage on some vehicles as well. But shooting phase finished. No charges here, but Orks have lurched forwards here to the centre of the table. Some big questions to be asked of the Imperial Fists on the next turn. So No melees to take place, no charges. Points been picked up, yes. Retrieve Octarius data, fulfilled in 1 table quarter. And then with that truck crossing over the halfway point, we have achieved engage on all fronts. So 2 points picked up for that. So Orks off the mark here, but rapid progress from them. Bit of firepower as well that's been quite effective. We'll go on to the first turn of the game now for the Imperial Fists as they prepare to withstand this Ork assault. We'll see what kind of damage they can do. Their turn 1 coming up next. Alright, so we are on turn 1 here for the Imperial Fists. Aaron's reacted to the Ork aggression with aggression. I think it's the only way to go. You can't hold back anymore. You have to go aggressive. Here, even if the opposing army is going aggressive as well. So the 2 flyers moving out, zooming across the Ork lines, getting ready to pick their targets here. So 1 Storm Talon shifting across in that direction. The other one heading across here, looks like he's going after the guns. The Rhino with the squad inside just holding position on top of the objective, that's their job. 2 land speeders have moved across to here, gone inside the ruin and getting let loose against the killer cans. They could cause a lot of damage if they get their hits and wounds going through. I think this is a sacrificial unit across here just to hold the objective and form a blocking line here of Imperial Fist Marines just to try and protect the more expensive units at the back. So wounds restored with the Apothecary, Chief Apothecary, Selfless Healer as well. So all the wounds restored on this model and then restoring a model back to play as well. So we'll just double check this. The sergeant that's been put back to play, we'll check to see how many wounds he actually has left once he's been resurrected. Squad here, it's taken up position here. Rhino's gone forwards to try and block the Ork assault from coming through as well. Librarian just here, 5-man squad. Also, but Apothecary pretty much paying his points here, resurrecting one of those Centurion models, about 110 points I think for the model. So Apothecary paying for his points almost immediately. No sign of Captain Lysander yet, or the Terminators. They're yet to arrive next turn onwards. Yeah, it's powerful. You get your 4 wounds remaining. Return to play with its 4 wounds remaining. Excellent. That is especially for Centurion Devastators. Very, very good news indeed. 2 of those now at full strength. So we'll go on to Psychic Phase next, see what the Librarian can do. Okay, Psychic Phase here. 2 powers available for the Librarian. He's well placed.
Yeah, we'll go Side Fortress onto the Centurions.
Okay.
And 6.
Goes off. My Weird Boy's not in play, so we can't block it at all. And that's gone off. So 5+ Invuln save has been granted. Right, Might of Heroes next. He's going to put it on himself.
That goes off on 6.
Okay, so that's going to give him some extra buffs in close combat. That Psychic Phase finished. It's all gone according to plan. We'll go on to the Shooting Phase next. Could be the most important shooting phase of the game, this one here. A chance for the Imperial Fists to try and dent this Ork assault. They really need to. If the Orks remain at good strength here, there'll be trouble next turn. So pressure on the Imperial Fists, but they have the guns to cause trouble. Right, a single Stormbolter going into the killer cans. This is from the Rhino.
2 hits.
5s to wound.
No wounds.
No wounds, okay.
And we'll probably put the first speeder into them.
Okay, 2 shots. It's all about getting the hits. It'd be 3s for hits, 3s for wounds, and then Aaron will be straight through the armour.
Okay. Okay, 5 and 6, that'll do.
Very good. 3s to wound.
3s to wound.
1's gone through, 1 hasn't. Command reroll.
Time.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes. A minus 4, nothing I can do. Damage of D6 plus 2.
2, yeah.
So
So first one. It's
Gun.
dead can and dead can.
Oh, kill 2. Well done. Very impressive. Yeah, there's a few bits going on here. There's Devastator Doctrines, it's AP minus 5, and Imperial Fists on turn 1 plus 1 damage as well. So you're on plus 3 damage. You're on almost auto kills here once those wounds make it through. So scary firepower here. We've got the Typhoon Missile Launcher as well as Land Speeders, as their firepower is very deadly.
So we'll crack missiles.
Yep. 2 hits. Oh no, I need to take off 2 models here. 2.
That's 2.
Double 6.
This is minus 3.
Because of Devastator Doctrine. We'll take 6 ups. Need help. Double 6. There's something about grots that drive you mad.
Okay.
Oh dear. There is ramshackle. We don't get it here. The caliber of the weaponry is too strong, so we don't get ramshackle at all. There is another land speeder.
Yes, I think rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat, okay.
Right. So, multi-millet.
1 makes it through. 3's through, which is a big roll. No, doesn't wound on a 1.
Okay. Missiles. 1 hit.
Okay.
1 wound. -3.
6 up. Never. No, not this time. D6 damage. Oh, this could be Patronic, this one. 5 or 6 would be good.
Let's see. Imperial player. What have we got here?
Nicholas Lucas.
Upside down. Thank you.
5 or 6 is good. Imperial player to help out.
That'll do.
6. Nice one. Good. Thanks, Nicholas. Cheers. Another one gone. So I've been removing models. We've got explosions to resolve here. So the 2 at the back, we're okay. And the one that's just been taken off. No, all right. So no explosions, but squad wiped. Well, not wiped out, but half destroyed here. Good shooting from the fists. Oh well, it's only been about 5 years since I've used the used the models. They're just celebrating claiming an objective, and then half of them have been blown away. But that's most of the firepower done on that flank. There is the Storm Talon gunship with the 2 las cannons and twin assault cannon. But where do those shots go is the question. Okay, target will be the killer cannons from here. So everything, that's 2 las cannons and the twin assault cannon. So Orks are right to push out quickly. Imperial Fists boasting a lot of nasty firepower here.
Okay, so we'll go for assault cannon.
Yeah, 12 shots. Needing 3s. And then it will be 3s to wound because it's strength 6, toughness 5. 4 of them. And it's AP -2 because of Devastator Doctrine. So we'll take 5 ups. Should we pass none? So 1 can almost destroy, 1 wound left. Yes, it's strength 7 or more for the +1 damage.
Okay, so 2 las cannons.
1 hit comes through. Just need that wound. No, strength 9, toughness 5. Okay, so almost destroying a can. So pretty much firepower virtually finished on this flank. There's some support can come across from here. We'll see what Aaron decides to do. Plenty of shots to come though. So it's very early in this game, but there's pressure on both sides. Pressure on the Imperial Fists to make a dent in the Orks. Pressure on the Orks to try and survive here. If they take a beating, then the army will shrink in size and will struggle to take on all of this Imperial Fist army.
Right.
We wait with bated breath here to see what happens.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with that Storm Talon. Las cannons into the gun nearest.
Yes.
And the assault cannon into the boys.
Into the boys. Okay. It's the natural choice for targets here.
Okay. So assault cannon.
3s. All of them except 1. 3s to wound. If they all wound, you'll wipe out the squad.
Not quite.
Not quite, okay.
2, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Nothing I can do. It's AP -1, or -2 actually, so it bypasses the t-shirt save. And we just have to take the damage.
Okay, so las cannons into the gun.
Double 6. Guys, there's a good few of those this game already. 1 wound comes through.
Okay.
Nothing I can do about it. D6 +1 damage. Patreon too late. Not too late. I heard them scream.
Yeah.
Raycross, he's an Orks player and a Space Marines player. Aaron snatched Raycross here.
Okay, come on, 4.
Oh, 1. No, he wanted to be Orks today. Okay, right. So 2 damage taken. Just to check what Raycross, if I'd have used Raycross today. 5, yes, he was an Orks player today. Okay, so 2 damage taken, dropping down to 3 wounds left on this gun. In fact, it could be 4 wounds. I think it could be 6 wound model. Yeah, 6 wound model. It's dropping down to 4 left. Okay. So Aaron, bear in mind also that Aaron's trying to destroy at least 1 unit just to make sure he gets to grind them down this turn. So something needs to be wiped out entirely. Damage being caused, but no wipeouts yet at this stage. Right, so now Aaron's going to try and hose down this truck here. He's going to use the Centurion Devastators. That's going to be Hurricane Bolters. And then also 4 las cannon shots going into the truck as well.
We'll do las cannons first here.
Okay. Ah, 3 misses. They're not core. They won't benefit from captains or lieutenants, so they're just going to have to take the 1 hit coming through. And no wound from the Centurions. They've been disrupted.
There's a reason why the Imperial Fists have their reputation.
Oh dear. See, other factions, whenever you play other factions, you can change your dice, but you're not allowed to swap the dice out for the Fists. You have to stick with them. It's good to see this line up here. Fists against Orks. This has been a classic on the channel for a long time here, so it's good to see these two armies colliding once again. But at this stage, unresolved. Imperial Fists seeking to damage the Orks, but so far the Orks proving quite resilient at this point. Need to mark up the Ork boys for morale. Will be an issue for them. 6 casualties taken.
Okay, so Hurricane Bolters.
Yes, in rapid. 12, maybe. Maybe. Sarah says no. Just going to check the rules, because I think possibly you may still get rapid anyway for being Centurion. Yeah, I reckon Centurions do not get it. Correct us if we're wrong, bit of 40k trivia here, by the way it's worded. As units that remain stationary, infantry units that remain stationary, excluding Centurion models it says, so I reckon they're excluded from that rule and don't get it. So it's going to be 12 shots instead of 24, but correct us if we're wrong in the comment section.
That is a horrific rule.
Look, something's rattled them.
Thank you.
I think it's the fireworks display from the from the Orks.
No.
Nothing at all. Okay, loads of DACA coming through. The Orks like to see the bullets flying through the air, but no damage. Ting, ting, ting from the truck. The infantry assault's going well here, perhaps semi-blunted with the mechanised machine attack on this side. Killer cannons taking heavy damage, but Orks, I think, happy enough at the current damage coming through. So, Marines behind the runner, they can see through to the bikers, no problem. We don't get cover with bikers, so... 5's to wound.
1.
A wound. We'll take a 4 up. Passed on a 5. Okay, so bikers hold.
The toughness of the copters is 5, is that correct? Or?
Yes, 5, yeah.
Let's just get a target as any for these guys. I'll just double check.
See if they're in rapid.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, 6s. Pop. Extra hits. So 4 more come through. Or 5 more come through. A nicely impressive roll. Imperial Fist Marines with bolt guns. In a line. Kicking out tons of DACA.
5s. 3.
3 make it through. We shall take 4 up. Saves. We pass all of them.
And that is the end of the shooting phase.
Okay, shooting phase finished.
It started well and tapered off right around.
Any charges?
No.
No. Right, bit of morale to resolve, and we'll finish this turn. There could be a real mess next turn if the Orks get their teeth sunk into the Imperial Fist. We'll see what happens. We'll get some morale resolved, see what points have been picked up. Okay, so morale, we went for an auto pass across here. Really wanted to keep the cannons in play. Failed here, tried to roll a 1 but failed. So lost a model, but all the others, combat attrition passed for those. So 3 models remain. So, points picked up, 3 cannons destroyed. I reckon that's a point each. Therefore, bring it down. So 3 points picked up by Aaron for that. And then engage on all fronts. Another trivia question. I reckon these aircraft here do count for engaging all fronts, so out the way there and spread them out. It actually controls or has units in 4 table quarters, so 3 points picked up for that. It's an interesting tactic, moving these out aggressively straight away, not only helping to gun targets down and difficult to try and take on as well because they're up in the sky, but also helping to pick up victory points as well. It's interesting use of the Storm Talon gunships. That is the turn finished. Imperial Fists lead by a few points here, but Orks in a position now perhaps to launch some charges this turn. We'll go on to turn 2 for the Orks coming up next. Alright, so turn 2 for the Orks. A WAG has been declared by the Ripper. You'll see the attack taking place. That Orks funneling off in this direction, also continuing to attack across here as well. So guns have shifted across a bit more now on the objective and have claimed it. We've got 2 models on there now. 15 points picked up for primaries. That was moving out early and grabbing the flank objectives with the cans and the bikers. Helped the Orks out. So 15 points for that. Cans have moved 6. Going aggressive, may go after the Rhino if we can. As guns have moved across. Retrieve Octarius data has been achieved by the Storm Boys, doing their job of deep strike them in. 1 unit of 5 over in that corner. And so Retrieve Octarius data has been performed over on that side of the board. Guns here just happy to hold position. There's multiple targets to shoot at for them. Bit of a traffic jam with the trucks. So Ork Boys inside here, they've disembarked and formed up here against the yellow line. And the trucks moved away onto this flank objective to hold that. Then the bikers, we reckon it's -2 for going through the scrub, have moved around past the Rhino, going after the Marines just over on that flank. Then the 2 trucks that were stacked up here, the front one drove around, 3-point turn, reversed through the narrow gap just here, and then picked up what was left of that boy's squad. And then the one with Gut Ripper disembarked. Command re-rolled his advance. He's got to there. Weird Boy rolled really high. He's made it to there. We can advance and charge here with character and core units. And then the trucks moved out of the way. The big Gorkanaut stomping through in this direction. Copters, wasn't planning to go aggressive with them, but they've moved across in that direction to join the assault as well. But Orks were wise, I think, to push out early on turn 1 to line themselves up for multiple charges on this second turn. We have to play it that way. You can't withstand the Imperial Fist firepower. It is deadly enough, so Orks need to move fast and to try and neutralise some of this firepower as quickly as possible. There is one other move. Mega Knobs, if you can see them, they're just in there. We were planning to push them off in this direction, but they've disembarked, advanced, and have gone across to try and take on the land speeders. Psychic phase next, the Weird Boy. It has been let loose. We'll roll up some psychic tests for him. So we'll go for, there's lots of options here. We'll go yeah, no, I'm going to think about this because there's so many targets. Warpath, we could apply it to multiple units here. It's range 18. I'm going to try and think carefully about how best to apply this. We've got a war going on here at the same time. So there's potentially loads of attacks available with the Orks here, and Warpath could really help out one of these units. So we'll stick it on the Ork Boys, that front unit. That's going to go off on a 7. Aaron, of course, can deny with the Librarian.
Yep.
Which does on a 10. Okay, right. After all that thinking going on, the power is blocked by the Librarian. We'll go on to shooting phase next. So, copter rockets into the Centurions. Another fireworks display from them. So this is number of shots. 12, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23 shots. That's more than last time. Yeah, I'm liking the idea of these Death Copters here. They can kick out a fair bit of... They're very impressive with number of shots. But as to getting hits, we'll have to see. Should be able to get some. I'll roll these ones. Okay, looking for 5s. Trying to pick on ground targets here just to keep our ballistic skill. Okay. Yeah, it's decent enough. So we've got 9. I'm going to try and wound now on 3s. Okay, so that's the situation. We'll not command reroll any of these. So there's 6 of them in the open. So Aaron may as well just roll up straight up saves here. So -2. 5 ups are good.
I get 1 5 up.
1, okay.
So these are 3 damage a time.
3 damage a time.
Okay.
It's the first one.
Okay, it's 2 wounds taken.
Okay.
And 2 wounds taken, so that's 1 dead.
1 slain. Then 9 wounds to roll up 4 here, needing 6s. This could be the wipeout the Orks are looking for.
9. Good attempt, but no.
4 6s rolled. Yeah, 4 6s, but not enough. Centurions are gone. Deathcopters win the exchange of fire between those 2 units. Okay, useful unit. The Deathcopters able to reach across with their firepower, as despite attempts to block infantry attacks from coming through. Deathcopters firepower able to fire over and above enemy units. Okay, scary stuff here from the Orks. We'll press on to see what else we'll shoot. I think maybe we'll go for... Oh boy. We'll try and neutralise the flyer here. So we're going to fire this gun into the flyer. Number of shots, 2. 5s for hits. Nothing. We'll fire the other gun, same target. Number of shots is 6 this time. Ooh, this could be dangerous if we get our hits. 5s. We get 2. No mortal wounds. 3s to wound. No! Come on, reroll. No! I've got 5 CP left. Aaron has 10 at this stage. But Grots, no effect of them this turn. Got to fire up here. Keep going. So this damage one's going to fire across. Number of shots is 1. But it hits. And it does wound. A 6 to block this one.
Okay. Nope.
Close. 5. Okay. CP reroll. 1 in 6 chance. Just gonna let it go. We'll go for... Need to use my Orc players before Aaron snatches them. William Schwarz here is an Orcs player. Damage is 6. Oh, thanks very much indeed. Dropping down to 4 wounds left. Ouch. We'll see if the other gun can finish him off. Number of shots, just the 1. Infuriating. Come on, Grots, get the hit. No, and it's a mortal wound. Okay, so wound put on. They are temperamental, but they are annoying because of the potential damage that they can cause. But Grot gunners fire. They struggle to fire up into the sky, but caused some damage this turn against this flyer. So I'm going to Grot Zuka across into this. So this is the number of shots. Right, okay. So that's 12, 30, 40, 15 shots. So looking something like that. 5s for hits, usually 4s, but we're firing into the flyer. Yeah. Okay. I think it's 4s to wound, because toughness 6. 3 of them make it through. I think the Grotzuka is AP 0. Yeah, no minuses here, straight up saves.
Fine.
Passed, well done. Okay, so no damage coming through. Alright, custom shooters next. We'll go on to the furthest land speeder. Just to try and soften it up a little bit. So we advance, we're looking for 6s. So just a few. And a wound comes through. Normal armor save of 3+.
That's 1.
Okay, so 1 wound caused, land speeder. That's the furthest one over there. Right, Ripper's going to fire a rocket. As he charges forwards, he's going to point back in this direction and try and take on a flyer here. So we'll go Peter Almo for number of shots. It's 3. Okay, so all we need to bring it down is a 666. Missed again. Oh, okay. The shooter's going to head into the 5-man squad of Marines, and those shots all miss as well. Okay, so that's Gut Ripper's firepower done. So the plan is to try and hose down those Marines in front of the boys and then break through to the characters behind. So we'll fire the boys first of all. And then do they... They didn't advance. They're okay, so they can shoot, even 5s. And 4s to wound. 2 make it through, no minus. Wound taken. Okay, so 2 wounds each, obviously now, Marines, so they'll keep the model alive. 1 wound taken so far. Okay. Alright, across the other side, bikers. We're going to put the shots into the Marines. Trying to soften them up a little bit with lots of Dakar. So we didn't advance. 5s and 6s. Have we hit with half?
Not far off.
Virtually, oh dear. Well, it is virtually point blank range across there. The biker's bearing down on the Marines here. 3s to wound. Ugh, dear me. No minus on these. But 10 wounds caused from the bikers. Trying to get themselves a place in the final list. And it's brought the Marine down. A good roll though. One Marine brought down the wound on another. But it's quite good, really. It's characteristic of the Orks. And lots of Dakar. It's definitely been representative of the new codex. Loads of shots coming through. But as per usual, accuracy is an issue for the Orks. Right, so I'm going to go with the Gorkanaut now. The plan is to use his firepower to hose down those Marines, try and create an opening to go through. We'll see if he can do it. We'll fire the rockets back here, but everything else, Scorcher, 2 twin big shooters, and the Deathstorm mega cannons all going to go into the 5-man Marine squad. So 2d3 shots to try and cause a bit of trouble here. So 4 shots. 6s will be good. Double 6. Oh, got it. Now 3s to wound. Yes, 1. 5 up. Big roll. Patreon too late. 6. Well done. Okay, right. And then everything else. So we've got Scorcher. Number of auto hits is 4. 3s to wound. 2 make it through. This is AP -1. It's 2 saves of 4+.
Plus 1 goes through plus Marine.
Okay, 1 Marine slain so far. Then I think I get 20 shots. I think I'm going to kick off 50 shots here. We'll check, but I'll get a lot, I think. This is the 2 twin big shooters. I think it's 20. Could be more. Just have a little look. So we have, the Deathstorm mega shooter. It's not mega cannon. Mega shooter in half range, 30 shots. And then twin big shooter, it's close range, is 10 shots. We've got 2 of them, so that's 20. So here we go. It's going to be 5s for hits. So really, the Gorkanaut just acting as more of a gun platform at the moment. It's not so good. So that's the hits coming through. 3s to wound, strength 5. 3. No minus on this one.
Yeah. 1 wound.
1 wound comes through. Okay, I don't think we're going to clear this screen, but it's all down to what comes next. The Deathstorm mega shooter. 30 shots, like so. 5s and 6s, quite a big roll. Ooh, looks tasty. And tasty again. 5s. So that's all those. And all those. And that one. And that one. That's not bad. You can imagine the gunner just roaring with delight as he lets rip all the bullet casing shells dropping to the ground. Okay, so with the grots collecting them for recycling purposes. 3s to wound. Oh, this is good. This is good. Yeah, it's just 11. 11 at -1. Just a little bit of -1 on this just to help out. So 4s.
Okay.
Oh, it's really good. Loads of 4s in there, but it's
2.5, which is leaving just the sergeant.
just the sergeant left. Okay, gunnery's helped out here. Just the 1 sergeant left. So we'll put big shooter into him from the truck. Close range, 5 shots. 2 hits. 2 wounds, 2 saves required from him. He's a wanted man. He's taken another wound. Sergeant with 1 wound left just stands defiantly in the way. We'll go this truck. Same again. Short range or close range. 5+. Can you just check that, Aaron? I presume it's close range. Range 18. No, it's bound to be. It looks like a sort of from him.
Truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite comfortably in. Okay, so it's the 2. 3s to wound. 2 wounds come through. Power armor saves.
I'm on.
Yeah, he's gone. Sergeant drops, overwhelmed by firepower. This truck's going to fire up here. 6s, 5s, nothing. Okay, much of the firepower's been resolved now. Yeah, that is actually it. Firepower is complete here. It's been pretty good from the Orks. They've cleared the screen, so good news in that regard. Centurion Devastators have been brought down with firepower as well. Deathcopter's really having a good game so far. We're going to charges next. A big hole's been made by the Orks. We're going to try and get the greenskins to pour through the gap, and there's other charges available across the board as well. Charges next. Alright, let the carnage begin, says Aaron here. But with the Orks, the charges have gone ahead. Overwatch did take place here. Meganobs were overwatched by one of the land speeders, and a multi-melter hit did take out one of those models. So 3 of them have made it in. Stretching out, because it's a squad of 3 now, stretching out the killer cans with one of them making it into close combat, the other one's just following up behind. So 2 of them will get to attack, just the 1 wound to pick off on the Rhino, but stretching back so that we can still hold this objective as well. Then across the other side, or perhaps go around to the other side of the table, but multiple charges have taken place. I think the days of the gun liner are dead, really, in 9th edition. Copter's aggressive. They've gone into both characters here, the Librarian and the Apothecary. And then the boys pushing for this direction have made contact with the Marines. Across it, Bikers have gone into both units just to tap out the Rhino, and then also to take on the 4 Marines remaining in that combat squad on that side. Ripper's remained where he is, although he will grant the +1 to the hit rolls for the boys within 6 inches. So, combat's to resolve here. Orks fired up here. It's Goths, so 6s a pop extra hits, +1 strength on the charge, and there is a war that's been declared, so an extra attack available for the Orks as well. Okay, so we've got Ork boys fighting here. Just half the squad can fight. +1 attack for their weapon, +1 attack for the war that's been declared. So that's 4 boys fighting, 4 attacks each, and the Knob 3 attacks, then +1 for the war. So we'll do him first of all. So looking for 2s for hits, because it's +1 to the hit rolls for Gut Ripper nearby, the war boss. We are on strength 7, I believe, with the big chopper. It could be strength 8. We'll roll up here. Yeah, we'll need to check this. This is quite impressive from the Knob here with the big chopper. No, strength 7 in total. So those 3 have come through. AP -1. 1 makes it through. 2 damage. So that'll hack down a Marine. And then we'll go for choppers. We've gone for this attack first, just in case Aaron interrupts play with the Marine set. So we're looking for 2s, because of the Ripper, which has helped a bit. 3s to wound, because we've got strength 5. I've got some 6s there, just need to check for extra hits. Yeah, so there are a few more hits coming through for Goths, so added those in. 3s to wound. Ooh, not bad at all. 10 saves, -1. So should be able to cause trouble for this squad. A good roll, look at that, really good.
Okay, so that is 2 Marines taken out.
Okay, 2 Marines down the wound on another. So no consolidation, we're happy to sit where we are. So the question is, no, look, his fingers are on the on the command points here. Where to interrupt play? The Librarian could cause trouble. He's probably got one of the better close combat weapons. I think it's D3 damage. He could fight there. He could fight against the Bikers. They may struggle against the toughness of those. It's hard to call, but if you do want to interrupt play, it's 2 CP, but it's a desperate situation here. Yeah, he's going to go for it with the stave. It's potent enough. It's 2 CP. Space Marine's being charged. 4 attacks.
Okay.
Oh no, 222. Oh no. CP. Oh, pain. Oh, the pain. Gets the hit. Okay. 3s to wound. Ideally, both of these to go through. Patronic. Too late. Oh no, not too late.
Yeah. Let's go for Frank for Fecky first of all.
Oh, Frank, no.
Okay, let's see.
Luke Schwengel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
-1.
-1.
5 up. Yes, whole facing 5.
Okay. Wasted 3 time points there.
3 CP. Okay. So we'll just continue rolling on here. So we've got Deathcopters, no real need to move them. I think we can pretty much go after any of the characters that we want to. I'll put 3 of them into the Librarian, these 2 into the Apothecary. Yes, bit of feel no pain for the apothecary. We've rolled up here off camera, and Aaron's restored a wound and put a model back into play. So three Marines remain in that squad thanks to the work from the apothecary. Okay, hope he dies soon. Don't have to keep pronouncing apothecary. Okay, so base of 2 attacks here for the Deathcopters. This is where they could be quite nasty. There is a wire in play, which I think all Orc units get that. So 3 attacks. Now what's interesting here, you got spinning blades. For each attack, it's 3 hit rolls instead of 1. So it looks like we're on 9 attacks per Deathcopter. Yeah, for a while it just says Orcs models, so they get it. The ability to advance and charge, though, is limited to characters and core units. So we're going to go for 18 attacks into the apothecary. Maybe it is wise to use copters aggressively. They can kick out a ton of attacks here. So it's actually 3s to hit with these vehicles here. And they're Goths, so 6s will pop extra hits. It's a good few have missed. So looking something like that. We'll add in 3 bonus hits. 3s to wound. And it's actually 10 saves, and the spinning blades are at -1. Yes, they are, yeah, just double checking. So 4s. Really good roll, fantastic roll. And his own feel no pain. No, right, 2 wounds taken, but Apothecary very much alive. 27 attacks into the Librarian. Utterly ridiculous amount of attacks come through the Copters. Aaron has activated the Armour Indomitus, so 3+ Invuln save will kick in. So we're looking for 3s, it's not 2s, they won't get Gut Rippers bonus because they're not a core unit. So 1s and 2s will miss. Well, we have done well here, and then 4 bonus hits coming through for Goths. 3s to wound. See if the Librarian can withstand this. I think for Armour Indomitus he gets an extra wound as well.
It's going to be toughness 5, but does that make a difference?
Maybe, yes, it may well help actually, yeah. So that's the roll to wound. We'll just double check here. I think Spinning Blades with +1 strength, that puts us on strength 5, and then Goths on the charge.
Okay.
Strength 6.
So,
on 3s, yeah, okay. So 3s for wounds. Oh man, this is ridiculous. 5, 10, 15, 18 wounds at -1. Copters are on fire here.
I wish they were.
Okay, so 3s. Invuln save. Oh, it's nicely impressive. It is really good.
I think he might be dead.
He might be gone. Apothecary. This is going to be close. There's 2 6s. He is alive. He's alive. Incredible. Well done. Oh, I thought it was long gone. Librarian defiant here in the face of these Orc machines. So heroic stuff here from the Imperial Fists. Both characters defiantly holding on. They should survive now, and you've got the Apothecary can start restoring wounds. So holding the line here against the Orc breakthrough. Across here, Bikers are going to try and break through on this side. Just Orcs attacking everywhere at the moment. Zog, Sergeant Zog, demoted, but still dangerous. Paid the points, the Power Claw. So 3 attacks for him. Orcs on the wire, extra attack. 6s are good. So it's 4s for hits. 6 pops, an extra hit coming through. 2s to wound. 2 make it through. -3, so 2 Marines brought down. It's damage 2 now. So Zog doing well. He survives better when he's a sergeant. Yeah. And then the rest of the Bikers, they're 2 attacks base, Slugger and Chopper, and the wire being declared as well. So 4 attacks. And another one. And another one. We'll put them all in. 3s for hits. No 6s. 3s to wound for Goths, +1 strength. And it is 9 saves of 4+. We can get the wipeout, which we have. Yep, gone. Alright, target destroyed. So just tuck them in a little bit there, but target destroyed, but still remaining in contact with the Rhino. So just looking at the modelling here on the bases for the Orks, I think I was painting up Imperial Fists at the same time as my Ork arm, and you can see I've modelled on some busted up Imperial Fist armour on some of the bases of the models. So killer cans across here, we'll put 2 of them in against the Rhino just to try and finish that off. Okay, so a bit of trivia here. Another question for Ork players. Do the cans get the bonus of the war? I think they do. It just says Ork models. Can't see any exclusion for Gretchen models in this instance. There are other bonuses that they don't get, such as Gut Ripper's bonuses, for example. It needs to be a clan unit there, but I reckon the cans do get it. So 3 attack space, 1 for the Warg. Then Scrag'em. 3 or more models in the unit, you get an extra attack as well. So it looks like, weird, 10 attacks, needing 4s. We don't get the Goth's bonus. We certainly don't get that because that's culture. So looking for 4. 1 hit. 3s to wound at strength 8. I knew that was going to happen. Come on, reroll. The artist formerly known as Vij is an Ork player. This is guaranteed to go through. 3, just about. It's Can Claw. It's AP minus 3, so Aaron needs a 6. Aaron's going to go Patronic.
Okay, I'll go
Marcus Anthony. A 6. No. Damage 3. Come on, reroll.
I may as well.
It's going to come on, reroll. Marcus Anthony, the second chance for him.
No, I used a CP.
No.
Librarian. So.
Okay, never mind. What would it have been if Marcus had have had the chance? No. And does it explode?
Okay, Marcus, here's your final chance.
Oh, Aaron wanted the explosion to take place. There's Marines inside. 5 of them.
No, they're all fine.
Fine, okay, so Aaron disembarked with those, no problem. Rhino removed from play. Killer Can's just about fulfilling their mission. Okay, right, so we're going to go on to the Mega Knobs next. Now, at the start of the fight phase, I declared that I was going to make their weapons an extra +1 damage, to damage 3, to try and make it more likely we can take these 2 land speeders down. And also, at this stage, you're going to pay another 2 CP, so that's 4 CP. I'm going to make it so that 5s pop extra hits coming through. So we'll do this first one. 1 model with the ward, an extra attack coming through, is going to put its attacks onto the furthest land speeder on that flank. So 5s and 6s are great. 4s for hits. Oh, that's a great result. Extra 2 bonus hits come through. 3s to wound, we're at strength 10. Toughness 6, yeah. We're on +1 strength for the charge, but it's going to make a strength 11. So, but all these wounds have come through. It's AP minus 3, so land speeder needs 4 6s to stay alive.
Nope.
No. All right. Does it explode?
Nope.
No. All right. So it's 1 land speeder gone. 8 attacks with the next 2 Mega Knobs. Guys, some contrast there. Look at that. Just the 2 make it through. And 3s to wound. 1. Come on, reroll. Gosh, it's going to be tight. We'll go for. Use up our last. That's our last CP. So that's 5 CP being spent. Maxfield Knuckles here. 3+. No, so the land speeder's going to survive. And no 6. Okay, so 3 damage being taken, but land speeder still half alive, surviving the Mega Knob attacks. We did say that Overwatch that killed 1.
Yeah,
That could have made all the difference. Yeah, okay. So that may well mark the end of all of our attacks. So Aaron can make some attacks back with a few vehicles, and then the Apothecary and Marines to fight back in the middle there as well. Right, land speeder, 3 attacks. Actually needs 3s.
2 hits.
2 hits.
Strength is coming at 4.
5s to wound.
1 wound.
2 up. Passed.
Right. These Marines, I'm actually going to spend a CP and use Melter Bomb.
Aye, clever, yes.
I'm going to put Melter Bomb into the Death Copters, and the other 2 guys are going to go into the BOYZ.
Yeah, so Meltdom's a good idea, and that's their keyword, they have that.
Yeah, they do have
Great, that's a good move. And then just to mention it, disembarking, claiming this objective, so Aaron will count as holding this one at the start of his second turn. So Melter Wound, just need that hit.
Yeah.
Patronic. It's quite an important one.
Let's see, let's go for Polcook.
Polcook.
Come on.
6, wow,
Okay.
cool.
So then we'll do 2d3 mortal wounds.
Nice.
There we go.
5?
5.
That's brought a copter down. Well, that was good. Yeah, that was really good. Very impressive. Okay, next.
So then the other 2 Marines are going to the boys.
Yeah, excludes the sergeant. Yeah.
Okay. Their toughness 5 now.
Yes.
Nothing.
No wounds would have been in the older codex, but toughness 5 making all the difference. Apothecary, yeah, Librarian's done his attacks already.
Apothecary's well, they had 2 attacks, please.
2 or 3, yeah, and he's got a chainsword as well. Okay, here it comes.
Okay. And 5, 1 wound.
1 wound would have been 3 previously. Saved on a 6. Chainswords -1? I think they are. Yeah, no, okay, so we'll lose a model.
Sorry, that was into the copters because the apothecary.
Yeah, okay, give me another wound on that one then. And that one's...
You saved that in a 6 though.
oh, yes, armour save.
Yeah.
Yes, because we start at 4. Right, got it, yeah, no problem. So, last bit is the Rhino over on this flank. 3 attacks, 6s.
Nope.
No, okay, and that marks the end of close combat here. But look at this hole that's been ripped here by the Orks, and also engaging across both the flanks as well. So Orks have got their teeth sunk into the Imperial Fists here and have caused very, very heavy damage at this stage. Captain Lysander still yet to arrive via Deep Strike, along with the Terminators as well. We'll calculate points at this stage, any morale to resolve as well, and then we'll give you an update on the score. Alright, so points picked up here. It's primaries that have done well for the Orks. 15 points this turn for those. Engaging all fronts, all 4 table quarters now, so 3 points picked up for that as well. 2 retrieve Octarius datas have been achieved also. So 20 points to the Orks at this stage, 7 points to the Imperial Fist, although there is a turn in hand and a chance to pick up some points on Aaron's turn here. But devastation from the Orks, their brute force and ignorance pushing through, and it has paid, well, Aaron's paid a heavy price here with his Imperial Fist force here. Encouraging stuff, good to see the Orks operating well with both the mechanised infantry assault on this side and then the machines smashing their way through on this other flank as well. So this is a league battle. It looks like the Imperial Fists are going to be crashing out here. This result from this game won't affect the Orks in any way. They've already played their 3 league games already. They could well be through to the knockout stage. So it is vital for the Orks to get some practice games in here and to work on a list as quickly as possible as they take on the more potent armies to potentially go for channel champions. What glory for the Ripper. That would be a lot of hard work. We do sense a lot of hard work for the Orks to do. They've got to get this list right before they take on some of the heavy hitting armies at the top of the league, including possibly Aaron's Death Guard, Chaos Space Marines. What a fight that would be. Oh yes, Gut Ripper to bring Mortarion down. He would try. He would certainly try. We'll go on to the second turn of the game for the Imperial Fists. Aaron needs to coordinate what's left on the table, and no doubt Lysander and the Terminators will arrive. But where do they turn up here to try and stem the flow of this green tide? Turn 2 for the Imperial Fists next. Right, turn 2 for the Imperial Fists. 2 flyers crisscrossing here, exchanging position. Again, getting ready to lay down some firepower. Rhino making a move. I think Aaron's aiming to get some points for engaging all fronts. Land speeder. So there's a stratagem specifically for land speeders.
Hit and run warfare.
Okay, pulling back and will be available to shoot and potentially could wreck some more of those killer cans. Marines happy to hold on to the objective for now. 5 points picked up for primaries by them. And remaining in close combat across the other side.
Yes, remain here. I actually have to do my apothecary.
Yes, some wounds to be restored, and so I'll let Aaron go ahead and do that. And restore a model to play for the Marines.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's definitely paid his points in this game. Movement done. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. So this is a league game. Whatever the result, it looks like it's heading the Orks' way. We'll press on because we'll get a final score which can be added to the total here for the Imperial Fists Firstborn.
Okay, so we'll go Might of Heroes on the librarian himself.
Yes, good idea.
It's a 6, so it does go off.
Ooh. Unless Innards has something to say. No, I forgot about this. By the way, Lysander's turned up here and Terminator's arrived just here, again ready to shoot and charge, disrupt the Ork lines here at the back. So, add some tactical play there from the Fists. Second power?
Second power, we're going to go Smite.
Smite, yeah. Does he kill boys or toys? Is the question.
I think I'll put it on
Copters?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nope.
A 3, no. Okay. CP reroll?
I do have the CP for it, so.
Go for it. Okay, here it comes. Goes off on a 10, nice. Okay, D3 mortal wounds. A 5 or 6 to kill.
Yep.
Got it. Vehicle destroyed, nice. Can't remember if we explode, roll up. No, okay, but copter gone. 3 of them left. Psychic phase finished, gone well. Shooting phase next. And despite the damage that's been done, there's actually a fair bit of firepower remaining here. So Orks need to be careful. They're not assured of victory quite yet. They've got to withstand another round of firepower here from the Imperial Fists. If it goes very, very well, then the Orks could suffer quite heavily, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, so multi-melt it into the cans.
Yeah, everything's going into the cans. 1 hit comes through. 3's for a wound. No. Come on, reroll Patronic for guaranteed damage. There's some Patreons left.
Let me see, we'll go for, oh, he's a Ork, let me see.
Tyler Summers.
Tyler Summers.
He's a Space Marine player.
3, come on.
Yep. Oh, and a 6. Nice for the Emperor, well done. Nothing we can do about that. It's going to go straight through the armor AP -4.
So it's going to kill that can.
Oh, I see. Yes, of course, right, yeah. See if we explode. We do not. Okay, and that's him removed from play. Yeah, rockets now. Typhoon missile launcher. 1 hit comes through. No wound. Okay. Okay, so this is the healthier Storm Talon gunship. 2 laser cannon shots into the cans and twin assault cannon into the meganobs.
So, laser cannons.
2 hits. 2 wounds would be great.
Yep.
Yes. -3. 6 is to block. Blocked 1, crucially.
Patronic damage.
Patronic damage. Samuel Penanuri. 5 or more is a great result. 2. Yeah, 2 wounds to take on the cans. They've been quite tricky to get rid of in this game. So I put the damage on this one here, the one that's furthest away from the objective.
Okay, so assault cannons into the meganobs.
Looking for 3s. Looking for 3s again. Strength 6, toughness 5.
Okay, so 5.
Nice. -1 then +1, so still on 2s. Passed. Meganobs in cover. No, you ignore cover your Imperial Fist. So we took a wound there. One of the results was a 2. Next bout of shooting. On tactical doctrine, yes, bit of AP -1 going on for bolters.
Yeah, I guess.
Into the meganobs.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't move. So
It did move. Yeah.
did move, right? Okay. We'll check their rapid. Some of them might be in rapid fire range here, potentially with their bolters. Yeah, 10 shots, some of them are in. 6 is popping extra hits.
Yeah, we got 3 6s there, which is good.
They're going to ignore cover as well, and they're going to be AP -1, so well suited to the situation.
Right.
5s though for wounds.
2.
2. Fouled 1, another wound taken. Not quite enough to kill one of them. They're 3 wounds each, but another wound caused. Right, Terminators to shoot next. They'll get the reroll ones for the captain. They're going to fire at the furthest gun. All equipped with storm bolters. 6s are good again. Rerolling 1s for the captain. Double 6 again. Which pops extra hits as well.
1 2 3 4.
Yeah.
Shots. Okay.
Brilliant shooting. Now 5s to wound, strength 4, toughness 5. Again, this will be AP -1. Yes, this is the potential to destroy one of these guns. Maybe.
5 6 7. 7.
Yep, AP -1. So 6s. I need a double 6 to survive. No. Daka has actually brought down one of the guns. Doesn't explode. Victory point picked up as well. There's very good shooting from the Terminators. Pick up some of the creep. They're hiding in the woods. Get out of there. Oh, get. Oh. That's it. Okay. Your blighters. Okay, next.
Right, I need to check range of another strong talon.
This one, yeah, this one's in a bracket, but available to shoot. Yes, so good idea. Firepower is going to go across here with the twin assault cannon to this one. Lysander's poised to charge that one, and then Las Cannon's going to go after the killer cans yet again. So ignoring the Gorkanaut, going after the smaller cans this time. Tactically, they're in a better position. They're currently on an objective and posing more of a threat. So Aaron's picking on them.
Okay, so Last Cans is hitting on 4s because of its damage bracket.
Right. 2 hits. This roll's big because of the chance to take out the whole unit here. 3 and
4.
done it. -3. 6s to block. Oh, go Patronic here. Justin Burton and Jordan Russell. It's a stretch. Jordan Russell, help. Justin Burton, help. No way. 1. Okay, so haven't blocked any. D6 damage on the first one. It's going to go Patronic as well, of course.
Let's go Michael Fryer.
Michael Fryer. This needs a 3 or more to kill this one. It's already on damage. That's a 2. That's it.
I'm going to use my CP.
Use your CP. So the other one, there's no point rolling.
No, yeah.
Okay. We'll see if we explode. We don't. But that can. The one at the front that's taking the damage, he can go. Oh, they've taken heavy damage this game, but still alive and now contesting that flank objective. Next is the assault can. Yeah, need 4s. It's good enough. Looks good.
And 2 additional.
No, it's not bolter.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's only bolt weapon stuff.
2.
2 make it through.
No, assault cannon.
Yeah, strength 6.
Yeah, so sorry, that's actually 5. 6.
6. Already taking a wound, and it's AP -1. So we need a double 6 to survive here. No. Oh no. Does that explode? No, but another gun's been hosed down here. Imperial Fists, this is why you've got to be ruthless with the fists. You can't let them breathe with their firepower, otherwise that happens. They're starting to take down some Ork targets here. Good shooting, and this is picking up victory points as well, because these are vehicles that Aaron's picking off, so points continuing to flow in. Orks need to be careful now. Aaron's starting to kick out a fair bit of damage against the Orks, disrupting the back lines, and that's where we're harvesting victory points as well. If these charges go ahead, there's going to be big trouble for the Orks. They're going to lose all their firepower support at the back and lose their home objectives as well. Orks need to keep an eye over their shoulder now. There's trouble along the back lines. So across the other side, some pistol firepower going into the boys. Could bring a couple of them down. You get a bonus hit for that. 6. It's a bolt weapon. Yeah. 5s to win though.
2.
Double 6.
Okay.
6s. No. 2 slain. Just those 2 boys. Yeah, they can go. Okay, so 2 casualties caused against them.
Pistol.
Yep, 3s.
No.
Okay. And anything else? Rhino pulled out of combat. Okay. Charges?
Yes, there will be a couple of them.
I have no CP, so Aaron's free to charge at leisure.
Lysander into the gun closest to him.
Into the gun, okay. 6. Does Aaron command reroll this or not?
Gotta try.
It's got to go.
Come on.
No, he doesn't want to go in.
Terminators into the other gun.
No, 8. No, needed a 9. Oh, it's a risky tactic. Firepower is effective, but charges have not gone ahead. Ooh. Gorkanaut, who is complaining there was no one to go after in this game. He may have to, instead of heading off in that direction following the crowd, he may have to turn around, which may take a while, then head back in this direction. But maybe that's what Lysander wants. Maybe he despises the grot gun and will await the assault from the Gorkanaut at a greater prize. We shall see. That's it then. Any ongoing combats? Yes, there are. Right, so we'll go on to combat resolution next. Okay, so we're going to go. We are going to interrupt. Well, not interrupt play. We're going to go first. So we're going to go with the Deathcopters. We're going to put all their attacks into the Apothecary. We're going to try and take him out. 9 attacks each because of the Warg. Looking for 3s. Look at all those 1s. Okay, so that's the situation. 5 6s. Generates all those extra hits. We are at strength 5. So 3s. Yeah, Apothecary's got a lot to deal with here. 5, 10, 15, 17 saves at AP -1. This should be the end of him, we reckon. So there's 4+ armor saves to make, first of all. It does look very good. It's above average. Still good if you've made it through though. Looks like 6 have made it through. Okay. And then something like a 666, I reckon. There's a 666, so hang on a moment. We've got 4 wounds have made it through. We're just going to check what he starts with. No, he's gone. He's gone. What I'm thinking was Armour Indomitus gives him an extra wound, but that's on the Librarian. It's the Apothecary, regular Space Marine Apothecary. I believe is 4 wounds, so that would be the end of him. Aaron, a double check.
Yeah.
A CP reroll for a 6. You could try. I would do it. If I had the CP, I would do it. Save it.
Yeah.
Tough choice. Apothecary. Killed by rotor blades. I think that's a first.
There we go.
Okay. So Aaron can pick a unit to fight with now. Librarian or Marines?
I think I'll go Marines.
Okay.
Now, do they have chainswords as?
No.
This is just close combat weapons.
Yeah, just normal close combat weapon. Yeah.
So that is 3 Marines and 2 Sergeant.
And Chainsword. In fact, Chainsword's separate because he's AP -1.
Right, so the Sergeant is the chainsword?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So 3 Marines first of all. Yeah. Okay. All hit.
Hit.
5's to wounds though. 1 comes through. And not saved, so it's a dead Ork.
Sergeant. 2 hits. 1 wound, -1.
Nothing I can do. Another one slain. Well done. Okay. We'll fight with the boys next. And we'll see who's going to attack what here. Okay, so attacks. We're going to keep 1 model back just to save in range of the Ripper. But the rest are going to fight, roughly split them up here. So we're going to do 3 boys. That's 2 attacks base, +1 for their weapon, +1 for the war. Continuing on. 2 hits with Ripper's help. Okay, 6 pops and extra hits for buffs. Didn't charge, so on 4s to wound now. Yeah. 5 saves at -1. Okay, slays a Marine.
Okay.
The squad's still fighting on there. Then 1 regular Orc boy into the Librarian. Pops an extra hit. 2 wounds. -1. 2 wounds taken. And the Knob, who could cause trouble if he gets his hits. Thankfully, because of Gut Ripper, that 222 does count as hits. 3s to wound. All wounded on a 555 and a 4. And now this is quite big. This is going to be 4 ups. No, 3 ups continues on with Warhammer Indomitus.
Yes. It's just,
Ooh, does it last for the phase or for the turn? This is quite important, this one. It's damage 2 if these make it through. Aaron's consulting the rules.
That is end of phase.
Phase.
I don't know if it makes any difference. He's higher toughness. Sorry.
Ah, toughness 5.
Yeah, does it make any difference? No?
Yeah, I wounded on a 4 and 555. So that 4 drops out. Because it's 5s to wound you.
Right.
Because I'm strength 4. Yeah, okay. So 3 saves to make here at -1. Ooh, just the 1 makes it through. So that's another 2 wounds. So 4 wounds in total. With Armor Indomitus, I think he's 5 wounds. We'll check, but it could be that Armor Indomitus that has saved him. Oh, you're actually on a 3-up armor save. I don't think it's made any difference to the roll, but it's because you're starting a 2-up armor save for Armor Indomitus. It's +1 to the armor save, so it would have been 3 ups. But Aaron's rolled a 6, a 4, and a 2 anyway. So it is just the 1 that's made it through from the Orc Knob. Yes, we're discussing it. I reckon he gets the invuln save just lasts for a phase, but the extra wound and the 2-up armor save lasts for the whole game.
Right, so he's base 4 wounds, he has 5 wounds, so the armor Indomitus has saved him.
Has saved him. Okay, Librarian, tough enough. It's been hard to get rid of him, but he's still alive, clinging on with 1 wound left.
They get me points.
Yeah, points for Copters, so he's going to go after them.
So 4 attacks because of the Might of Heroes.
Okay. Oh, dear. There's nothing you can do.
Okay, so he's actually strength 8 because of the Might of Heroes with that stave.
3s?
Yep.
Yes.
About -1.
5 plus. No. Damage of D3.
Yeah. I don't know where it's worth a Patronic.
1. Okay, 1 wound caused. Okay, so you reckon turn comes to an end? There's no other combats ongoing? No. Alright, so we'll calculate points. Bit of morale to resolve as well. Then we'll update you on the score. Alright, so morale passed for the Grots across there, just the lone killer can. And then the boys, they passed morale order 1 for them. So morale holds for the Orcs, no problem. Points picked up. Aaron's actually leveled up here, 20 points each. So no points picked up for grind them down. Orcs managed to destroy more units last turn. But bring it down, successful, up to 9 points now for the number of vehicles being destroyed. And then engage in all fronts maxed out once more. So 3 points picked up for that. That puts both the Fists and the Orcs on 20 points. We still reckon the Orcs have the advantage. They're poised once again to get stuck into close combat. There is the potential to go after the raise objective as well, perhaps. So lots of options for the Orcs just to try and stay ahead of the Imperial Fists. We'll go on to the 3rd turn of the game now. We're approaching halfway through the battle, but much of the carnage has already taken place. It's not a mopping up action here. Orcs just need to try and stay ahead, keep that damage coming through, keep the points coming in. To hopefully see this game through to victory. But this battle is not over yet. We'll go on to turn 3 for Gut Ripper's lads next. So we're on turn 3 here. This is, you see the Orcs, the army's developing, changing, adding in units, trying out different things. Good vibe about this list though. There's the intimidation factor is back, we reckon, with the Orcs. Some very potentially nasty units, and trying to play a bit more tactically as well. But the full tactical loadout will be over on the Plus channel and the Army Development videos. There's 2 of those up and running at the moment for the Orcs, so you can check that out on the Plus channel. And of course, you can leave your own comments and suggestions as well of how the Orcs can be improved. But I reckon it's a strong codex for the Orcs, I reckon. If you can fine-tune it, you can deliver very nasty units into close combat for sure. But we'll go on to movement here. We'll let the Orcs make their move. Okay, so movement's complete. It's the killer blow here. It's 15 points picked up for primaries, Orcs on multiple primary objectives. The attacks pushing deep into the Imperial Fist lines have made a difference here. It's helped the Orcs bring in a good number of points. So a bit of manoeuvring taking place, but Orcs trying to set themselves up here for close combat yet again. So, across here, Stormboy squads landed and performed Retrieve Octarius data. That's their tactical use in this game, so that's that table called to cover. There's 3 actions completed out of 4. Guns happy just to continue to sit on the objectives and fire away at different targets. The cans turned around here to take on the land speeder. The spare unit of Stormboys has jumped across to help as well. Then the Gorkanaut Ripper's been picked up. He yelled for taxi. There's not a yellow taxi though that's picked him up. It's a I don't know what colour to rust, rust patchy colour, but he's been picked up here by the Gorkanaut. Does have a transport capacity of 5, I believe. Scut Ripper's gone inside the belly of the beast and heads off in this direction to go direct to Lysander and the Terminators. Then just parking up and switching off the engines on the trucks here. No real use for them at this stage. Keeping the boys inside, may well disembark with them on another turn to perform Retrieve Octarius data. The Weird Boy stayed where he is, moved a bit closer to the objective, but at the start of his move, he began within range of that objective marker and has been able to perform the raise action on that. So that's been completed, will be completed by him. The boys and the copters happy to stay in close combat against the Librarian and the Marines. Across here, bit of a comedy show taking place. The bikers chasing the Rhino back towards their own battle line. So that's movement done for the Orks. But they seem to have units that are answering all the requirements here. We've got tactical units, deep striking in, manoeuvrable units, close combat units available. Transportation issues covered well for the Orks. Firepower support, so a healthy combination that we're seeing here with the Orks. We'll go on to their psychic phase. No, we'll bypass that because he's performing an action with the Weird Boy, so we'll go on to shooting phase next. So it's pretty obvious we've got to go across here, so we're going to fire. We'll not worry about this, we'll let the Gorkanaut take control here. So we'll go across here, D6 shots into the Stormtelling gunship, just the 2. 5s will be good. 5 and a 6, well, what do you know. 3s to wound. Come on, reroll. We'll use it now. Yes. So 6 is required on 2. Blood blocked 1. Oh. Any patronic help available? Yes, Patrick Nielsen. He's an Orc player. Didn't see that. Orc player to the rescue. 3 wounds caused, dropping down to 5 left. Okay. I'd like to take one of these out if we can. We'll let this gun... We'll fire this gun into this one, see if we can take it down. D6 shots, just the 1. And missed. Grots. Okay. Lots of firepower still to come. We'll go for the killer can. We'll put his shots into here. It's Grot Zuka he's equipped with. So 2d3 shots. 5 shots. Needing 5s. And needing 4s. No. Strength 6, toughness 6. Okay, they performed Rod, so no shooting available from them. The Stormboys across here will fire their pistols. 1 hit and no wound. That's their firepower done. We'll do the custom shooters into the Marines with... No, we won't. We'll fire here. There's 3 of them left, so we'll get 9 shots. We're at longer range. Just need 6s with the Meganobs. 5s. Yeah, 1. Normal save of 3+.
Take a wound off.
Wound caused. Okay, dropping down to 4. Like so. Boys out of range inside the truck. Trucks with their firepower. Yeah, we'll start rinsing across in this direction. So 5 shots of this one within shorter range for the big shooter. 6s are good. 5s are good. 1 wound comes through. Normal armor save.
Fine.
And the others at long range. Fire them together. Both at long, so 6 in total. 6, no wound, and that's the firepower from the trucks resolved. The boys firing into close combat, so there's 6 of them left, so fire their pistols, need 5s. 4s, a wound comes through.
Fine, on 6.
Okay, Deathcopters reckon they can't shoot, it's a blast weapon into close combat, so they'll not be able to shoot at any target, and we'll fire a load of Daka into the back end of the Rhino here. Into the Rhinos behind. So I think we get 25 shots, would you believe? I think Zog's enjoying himself. He enjoys less responsibility. I think it's too much weight.
He's got a few mates with him.
He's got some friends. So we're looking for 5s. It's very demoralising taking away all the misses for Orks. It's much better when I was picking out the hits. Do it that way around. 5s to wound. Ugh, 1. Pass? No, there's no minus to that. Okay, so no effect at all. More ting 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 on the side of the rhino here. And we're saving him. I don't think there's anyone else left to shoot. It's the Gorkanaut, so plenty of firepower to distribute with him. So I'm going to offload everything that we have into this flight. We'll see if we can do it. It sounds overkill, but it's not, because I need 6s to hit with all the shots here. So Scorcher, D6 hits, 5s to wound, double 6, 2 wounds come through at -1, 2 4-ups.
Take 2 wounds off.
Okay, off to a really good start. I maybe could have put the rockets across the other side, but we'll press on. 2d3 shots into hit. Just the 2. And have missed. Okay, so no hits from the rockets at all. Then 20 shots coming from the 2 twin big shooters. But it's 6s we need. Oh, we've got loads. Okay, 5s to win though. And again, we done okay. No minus on these. 4 saves of 3+. This could be it. Not quite, so 1 wound left. So it wasn't overkill after all. And then 30 shots with the Deathstorm Mega. Cannon? No. Bolter? No. Shooter. Yeah, I'm sure the Orks aren't fussed by the correct technical name. As long as it has more shots than anything else. 6s are after, please. Just the 3. 4s to wound. 2 come through at -1. 2 4-ups to stay alive. Yo! Come on, reroll. Last CP.
I think I should.
Yeah, here it comes. 50-50.
Yep, it's 4.
Oh, okay. 1 win left. Very well done. All right, so that marks the end of the shooting phase. We'll go on to charges. Lots of charges available yet again for the Orks. As long as they can keep the charges going in, that means the Orks can stay 1 step ahead. Big charge here. Chance to see what the Gorkanaut can do. Both of us have used all our CP, so whatever charges go ahead, the Orks will get to fight first. We'll go on to charges next for the Orks on turn 3. Alright, so charges have taken place here for the Orks on turn 3. All's gone according to plan. So across here, Gorkanaut's gone in, Lysander and the Terminator's contacted by that. Ongoing combat's across the other side. The Rhino's been pulled over here for speeding, perhaps by Zog and his lads, wrapping around the vehicle here. They're holding 8 for their charge, just to stop that vehicle from moving and try and lock it down and finish it off in close combat. Stormboy's jumping out from behind terrain, or completing their move and charge across here against the land speeder, and the Can's gone in as well. And an 11-inch charge made by the Meganobs, eager to get into close combat against the Imperial Fist combat squad. So it's contact all across the board here. Orks are spread out across the table, getting stuck into the Imperial Fists wherever they may be found. We'll go on to combat resolution. Orks can fight at leisure here. Okay, tough choice. We'll go after the Terminators. We'll do the lower grade smash attacks here. So base of 5, but it's tripled for the smash attack option. We're starting on 3s of our weapon skill. We are Goths. So 6s are good. Oh boy. Okay. This is looking healthy enough. There's 5 extra hits have come through for Goths. It's 2s to wound. All of them. Gorkanaut trying to make an impression. 5, 10, 15, 16 Terminator invuln saves here. It's no. There's only AP -2 on this one, so you can take 4-ups here.
Okay.
16 saves of 4+. Uh-oh.
And the damage 2 each?
Damage 2 each. Now, Terminators are 3 wounds each.
One dead.
Not the wipeout.
Yep.
Is it? Oh, no. Yeah. Yes. Orks, okay. Maybe he is a handy unit to have wandering around the middle of the table for exactly the situation you've just seen here. Lysander will survive. He'll get to knock on the door to see if Gut Ripper will come out to play. But maybe the War Boss will just leave it to the machine. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we'll move on to the next combat. So fight here against the Rhino. Going to try and pick off some wounds. I don't suppose we'll destroy the vehicle, but looking for 3s. Goff's really reveling in the 6s. Look at this, 5 more bonus hits coming through. Just gives that little bit of an extra edge in close combat. 5s to wounds, just with the big, the regular choppers. Just the 4.
What?
-1.
3.
3 make it through, yeah, okay. And then the Power Claw from Zog. Yeah, the wire continues on. Yeah, it's on 4 attacks. Just the 1 hit, which pops an extra hit as well for Goffs. Oh! Yeah! Okay. So that's it, dropping down to 7 wounds. Right, across here, Killer Can. 3 attacks with the wire going on. It's 4 and in 4s. Just the 1. Gets the wound though, -3. So 6 to keep the land speeder alive because we're damaged 3. No, target destroyed. Does it explode?
Come on.
No, right, target gone. Right, so Can, just pivoting on the spot there, the consolidation move made by the Storm Boys with no target, so just push them forwards towards the flyer, and that's it. So we'll go around the other side for some combats to resolve as well. Right, so 4 attacks here because of the wire that continues on. And in 4s though, 6s would be handy. Okay, so that's the situation there. We'll throw in an extra 2 bonus hits. 2s to cause trouble. We're not going to get the wipeout here. No. AP -3, so 6s.
6s.
No, all of them wiped out except the Sergeant. Yeah, Aaron's troops. So if he survives, he'll count as holding that objective next turn. Then across here, the Orks have pushed the Imperial Fists away from the objective, which is about to be raised as well. We haven't charged here, so actually you're going to get to go first.
Yeah. So I'll go Librarian, I think.
Yep.
Pop it into the Copters.
Yep. 3s.
Okay.
3s.
Yep.
5+. Blocked. Oh, okay. We'll go with the boys next. We'll put their attacks. They just can't squeeze through here because these copters, no, it's very tight fighting, but they'll continue to fight against the Marines. If I pile them in, because Gut Ripper's away, we'll fight with all of them now, because we don't need to stretch back to him. So back to our 3s to hit here. So, regular boys. Looking for 3s now. Okay. 2, 3 6s, so add those in as extra hits for Goffs. 4s to wound. So we didn't charge. Alright, trouble now. 9. 9 saves at -1. Ooh, 5 wounds taken is going to wipe them out, I think. That's it, they're gone. Okay. Which means, well, I declared, hadn't I? All the attacks were going into the regular Marines. So we'll go Copters now. Pretty much keep them where they are. Doesn't really matter. We'll tuck them in. The wild continues. So we're looking at 27 attacks again with the Copters. So looking for 3s with these. Taking away the misses. I've got a feeling the Librarian may be finished with here. He's going to succumb to the rotor blades. They are coming in at strength 5. 4s to wound with Might of Heroes. Yeah, okay. I don't know if that's going to help him. It's blocked some from coming through. Stopped a good few. Stopped 5 from making it through. It's 11 saves though. -1. 3 up save with his armour indomitants.
Yep.
No, that's the end of him. Cut to pieces by the spinning blades of the Deathcopters. Maybe the Orcs struggling to get hits with their weapons, but the blades of their actual vehicles causing more damage here, lopping the head off the the Librarian who's been finally brought down here by the Deathcopters. Right, so fighting back, Sergeant across here.
1 hit and a wound.
Gets a wound. Just turn 3, so if you're -1. -2.
-2, actually. Change order.
Saved. Okay.
Okay, Lysander.
Captain Lysander will go on the other side. Big chance to put a dent in the dented big machine. Dents don't matter against orcs. You actually got to destroy the machines. So here it comes. 5 attacks on the charge. 2s.
Okay. So 4 hits.
I think he's on force to wound here. Strength 8, toughness 8. Oh, just the 1. We'll try and block. No, right. So we'll take 3 damage, dropping down to 21 wounds left on the Gorkanaut. So combat's resolved on the Rhino attack across. It did actually cause a wound on one of the bikers. So that is the end of the turn here. Orcs, you can see that they've decimated everything around the centre of the table and on the flanks. A couple of flyers moving around, but they've taken serious damage as well. And really, the only resistance on the ground is a speeding Rhino that's in trouble with the Zog police. The Captain Lysander here is knocking on the barn door of this machine, and then the lone sergeant taking on the 3 meganobs. The situation looking dire now for the Imperial Fists. We'll give you an update on the score at this stage. Yeah, the points starting to reflect the situation here. 44 points to the Orcs now. They've leapt ahead with a chunk of points here. And remember, there's 3 Retrieve Octarius data table quarters. The action's been performed there as well, so a good number of points for that available also. So what we'll do is we'll play on. We'll go on to turn 3. Just want to continue on with this and see what Aaron can do. A bit more DACA, some points perhaps to pick up to put onto the board for the Fists with their firepower. Yeah, we'll go on to turn 3 for the Imperial Fists here, but Orcs preparing to celebrate a victory here with this new model army for the Orcs. We'll go on to turn 3 for the Fists next. You're right, movement done. Lysander's not budged an inch here against the Gorkanaut. Rhino didn't have the choice. Sergeants remained in close combat across the other side. Really just looking to see what can go on here. Bit of firepower as well. So we're going to shooting phase. Movement's done. Shooting phase, really we're looking at the 2 Storm Tannons, see what they can do. Right, so Storm Tannon here, it's going to try and hose down this gun, trying to pick up another victory point here. So despite the potential loss for the Fists, trying to get some points onto the scoreboard at least for them. Okay. Which can make the difference in the league. You know, you could finish a few places above other factions.
You'll be hitting on 5s now with this
damage, yeah. This is exceptionally good, yeah, good roll. Yeah, 6 hits to come through. 3's to wind.
Okay, 5.
5 at -1. I think the gun's going to go here. Or maybe not. 2 6s.
Okay.
So down to 1 wound left.
Las cannons. 5s, 1 hit. Come on. Yep.
Yes, -3. Dead. Do explode. So we've been playing games, right, with the Orcs for about 3 or 4 games, and I still don't know if they explode or not. I should maybe check the rules. It's terrible, isn't it? It's really bad. Right. Let's just have a look. It's in here somewhere. So I should know. Maybe I've looked it up before and keep forgetting. Aaron reckons they do. I reckon they should do. They don't. They don't explode. Right, okay. And we'll move on to the Sergeant's pistol.
Yep.
To finish off one of the Meganobs. 6 is a hit, which pops an extra hit. That's not a wound. Okay, and the other one does wound. I think you're on -1.
Yeah,
3 up. Oh, armour holds on a 5. Okay, there's the other Storm Tannon gunship across the other side.
I think he's going to put everything into the copter.
Copters, again, yeah, Aaron chasing points here.
6. Yeah.
It's a bit of an Achilles heel for the Orcs, all these vehicles. So it's a bleed on points, but...
this guy's going to be 4s. Okay. And then 3s. Okay. Toughness 5?
Yes.
Yeah, so 3s. So 5 -1.
5s. That's just enough to destroy him. So he goes.
And then 2 las cannons, both hit, double 6.
You could wipe me out if he gets the 2 wounds. No.
I used my CP that I got back at the start of the turn. No.
1. Oh, gosh, shame.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 wound caused.
No, so that's can.
Oh. Okay.
So what are you still in mirror?
Yes.
Damage?
Yes, here it comes. 4, it's enough. Another 1 taken out. Well done. He's killing the copters. Aaron's happy. Shooting helicopters here. So that shooting phase finished. This?
At the combat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who goes first? I do.
You do.
Oh no. What a way to finish. You got any sleep?
You don't want to choose this combat now.
No. Now, let me think. No command reroll for anybody here? Right, okay, here we go. So 5 attacks base, we're still in our top bracket. I think it's 6 damage. So we only need 1. Yeah, 6 damage, AP -4. Times 2 strength. Remember, indomitable. So we're going to be wounding you on 4s. So that would help to some degree. Plus there's the invuln save from the shield to help out as well. So we're just looking to see what else there is. No, that's pretty much it. Alright, so just a case of surviving all of these hits coming through. Yeah, so we reckon from last turn he's on 3s to wound, not 4s, because he's on plus, it's not times 2 strength, it's plus 6 strength for the Thunderhammer. So he'll be on 3s to wound if he survives. 5 attacks here, needing 3s. Right, that's okay. That's 4 hits plus the bonus for Goths. 2s to wound becomes 4s to wound. Oh boy. 3 5s and a 6. 1 at a time. So no command reroll available. Any Patreons to help? There's 1 left.
I'll use Longbow BB.
He's a Blood Angels player. 3 plus invuln save. You've got to pass this one immediately. You have to. See, 6 wounds, it's 6 damage. Pass that one. Well done, Longbow BB. Good. But there's 3 more to go. For the Emperor. Oh, just about. Emperor protects.
It's a 5.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, 1 more. Think of a slogan. Too late. Oh, just about. He clings on to life on a 3. Lysander lives. Oh, he's going to survive. There's not many characters that can survive against that kind of damage coming through. Okay, looks like Gut Ripper's going to have to get out next turn. And then now his attacks back. It should be here, but it doesn't matter, so we can just do his attacks back. So 4 attacks. Okay, 3 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds. -3, so we'll take 6 ups. Blocked 1, we'll take 3 more wounds. Dropping down to 18 left for the Gorkanaut. Okay. So I'll do my attacks across here. The wild continues, so 4s, sorry, with Zog. Bonus hit comes through. 3s to wound. 2 wounds come through, -3. Snake Eyes, okay, so that's 4 damage. It's dropping down to 3. And see if the boys and their choppers can do it. 4 attacks each. We've got this rhino here, there's no escape for it. Orks on the rampage. Looking for 3s. Put those 4 back in for Goths. 5s to wound. Oh, terrible, just the 2. So we'll not destroy it.
Okay.
About 1. It's dropping down to 2 wounds left. They'll get it, they're grinding away. But just struggling that against the rhino. Okay. 1 attack back now. Yeah.
Nope.
Which misses. Okay, so we're looking at the situation here. Combat's resolved. No, not quite. Across the other side, Meganobs. So Meganobs against the lone all of them except 1 with a bonus hit coming through. Tier 2s. Oh, please. Right. 9.
We're here. No,
He's gone. Oh dear, 18 wounds on the sergeant crushed. Dear, turned into Imperial Fist paste. Okay. We'll calculate points here at the end of the turn. Oh dear, Imperial Fist paste, the brand that you can trust. Okay. Oh dear, right. So we'll give you we'll try and calm down. We'll calculate points at this stage. I think the lone infantryman on the table is Captain Lysander. What a way to finish. That is exactly the right way to finish. Captain Lysander defiantly fighting on his own now. Yeah, so some more points have been picked up. There's 5 points picked up for primaries this turn. Some more for Bring It Down. It was an excellent choice, up to 12 now with that one. No for Grind Them Down. Orcs have kept the damage coming through to stop that. And for the Imperial Fists, and Engagement on Fronts actually has been picked up, so 2 points picked up for that one. So 30 points to 44. Orcs, again, with a turn in hand. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll roll on to the next turn. This should be a case that the Orcs should get the wipe out here. We'll see if Lysander can survive. Gut Ripper may well have to come out to play here. All right, so turn 4 for the Orcs here, just lining up to bring the flyers down. As the Weird Boys moved across, potentially Smite could cause trouble for that. Ongoing combat is just parking up here. Orc Boys disembarking, or no, it's the Orc Boys across there actually, performing Retrieve Octarius data. That's pretty much all they need to do. And just flipping that objective marker, that's been raised as well, so we've cleared that home objective for the Imperial Fists as well. And then Gut Ripper has decided to get out at this stage to take on Captain Lysander. And with the rules here, we've backed off with the Gorkanaut. It's allowed to do that, big and stompy. We can let loose with a bit of point-blank range Daka, a bit of flame-grilled fish paste, not fish paste, fist paste here, and then potentially charging whilst Gut Ripper watches on, or indeed if he decides to get stuck into the fight as well. We're going to Psychic Phase next. Right, so Psychic Phase, we perilled, command rerolled, and 1 mortal wound caused, and that's it. So we'll go on to Shooting Phase next. So a bit of firepower, rockets, 4 shots, 6s would be brilliant, got 1. 3s for a wound, got it, -2, 5 up, or is that flyer's going to go? How many wounds has it got left? 3? Yeah, 3 damage. Okay. Does it explode? It doesn't. Okay, flyer gone. We'll put some Daka into this flyer to try and finish it off as well. So we'll do all the trucks. All at short range. Searching for 6s. We're just looking for a wound. Just to finish this flyer off. Got 2. 5s. Nothing. Okay, firing wildly into the sky. The boys inside the truck. Nothing from them either. Okay. The gun. Across there. D6 shots. 3 shots. Patron's all used up. 5s are good. Got 2 hits. This is the end. This could be it. Double 6. Oh, Grot's jumping ecstatically into the sky. Or into the air, sorry. And the wounds, no, not saved. And the damage, Grots. 8 damage caused. Does it explode?
Yep.
It does. Okay, right. D3 damage.
D3 on the bikes. 3.
God. Okay, that's a model slain. I think they're 2 wounds each. We'll check. Yeah, they're 3 wounds each. Crazy. Okay.
Truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Under
2. Gone. Does that explode? Aaron would have loved that to happen. Okay.
And the truck. 2 wounds.
Okay. And this truck? Oh no, that's a piece of terrain. Can't tell the difference. Right, okay. It's just rusty, heap of junk. Okay, so that's the situation. They cleared that out with a spectacular explosion to finish off, but Orcs have cleared this flank entirely. So hang on a second. Is it just him?
Just the captain.
Right, okay. Gut Ripper's going to fire a rocket into his back. D3 shots. 2. Looking for 6s. Got the hit. Forced to wound. No. We'll fire everything we have into him. Sorry, it's a bit cowardly, but that's just the way Ripper is. You just have to put up with him. 2d3 shots. 9. Sorry, not 9. 5 shots. 5s. A wound comes through. 3+ invuln save. Holds. Well done. Next is the twin big shooters. So I shouldn't bring him down, but we'll see what happens. The dice ran away. So looking for 5s. Looking for 4s. 2. 2 ups.
2 ups. 1 wound taken.
1 wound taken. 6 wounds in total. So Lysander very much alive. 30 shots with the Death Storm Mega Shooter. So that's all of those. 5s and 6s. Not too impressive. No, he's going to survive this. That's it. Falls to wound. Just the 2.
Right. Is it minus that?
It is -1.
Okay, so
Takes another wound. 4 wounds left. Scorcher. 5 hits. Another save, -1. Passed. Alright, it will be close combat where this is resolved. Okay, so we're going to charges here. This is the final attacks to be made. Gorkanaut and Ripper. I've called him, I think I might name him Ripper's Little Helper. We'll do charges next. So the way we'll play it is Gorkanaut fight first, and then if Aaron survives, Gut Ripper will then fight him. And if Aaron survives that, then Aaron can fight back. Fair? Okay, so we'll do 5 attacks with the damage 6 option. So looking for 3s. In case one has missed, no bonus hits coming through. Have you got any command rerolls left? No, no Patreons. Oh dear. Right, okay, so we'll go for, would be 2s to win, but it's going to be 4s. So 3 have made it through. 3 plus invuln saves. They're all being rolled at the same time. No, one at a time. Oh, it's all over. And that was the end of that. And the others? There's 2 more. They would have passed. Oh, no. Lysander's crushed in the grip of the claw of Gork, or possibly Mork. But it ends here. Ripper didn't even need to fight here in this game. Just a laugh and a grunt from him as he's seen the full destruction of this Imperial Fist force. Nasty stuff from the Orks, but starting to see a bit more of an oiled machine from them. Gut Ripper's team selection in this game has been much more effective than the previous battles. We'll give you a final point score here, but it's a crushing victory for the Orks. Yes, we've got a final score here. It's a high scoring game for the Orks. They've done well, so I'll show you the score sheet here. Imperial Fists, they were bled dry on primaries. That was the killer. Aggression from the Orks paid off. And Imperial Fists, they could fly over the top with stuff. We saw and deep striking, that was fun. It was good tactics there, but the middle ground on both flanks was a struggle, just with the sheer weight of numbers from the Orks. So it kept the Imperial Fists back, despite dogged resistance. 5 points per turn in the wipeout on the later turns. 10 points picked up for that. Grind them down, just the aggression from the Orks and taking out Imperial Fist targets prevented that from coming through at all. Bring it down, an excellent choice. 12 points picked up during the game. For that, engagement fronts worked okay. 8 points picked up for that, so 30 points in total. Then for the Orks, maxing out on primaries quite comfortably, just that initial aggression on turn 1, and then onwards really paying off. Retrieve Octaria Stator with the help of the Storm Boys, a good tactical asset in the game, really helping to make that a smoother operation for picking up those points. 12 points maxing out for that one. Engaging fronts, 14 points in total as well, just with the Orks. You can see them spread across the board during the game. So points picked up comfortably for that as well. And then raised, we did snatch both objectives, hoping to get at least one. We did get both quite comfortably in the end as well. So 12 points picked up for that. 83 points to the Orks, which is a very high score indeed. It won't help the Orks in the league. This battle has been a practice game for them. They've been a stand-in army here just to let the Imperial Fists play another one of their league battles. Pretty much safe to say that the Imperial Fists are now down and out of the league. But it's been a joy to see them back in the games for sure. It's good to see Captain Lysander and some development for the Fists in the future. There's some promising units. It's been good to see the land speeders back in play and the Stormtalon gunships, brilliant units as well. But that's the end of the battle. Orks, a great victory for them here with a new concept army for them. We'll go on to talk about units of the game next for this battle. Yeah, both of us quite quick in our choices here. Honourable mention to the Apothecary for Aaron, restoring points way above the points cost total for him, so good work. Feel No Pain's being used as well, so Apothecary, a good job for sure. But Aaron's going to give it to the land speeders. Their firepower is particularly nasty in the early stages of the game, almost wiping out the killer cans, so good shooting from them, plus the useful stratagem being able to pull out of combat and still shoot. So that's units of the game for the Imperial Fists. For the Orks, a number of units did well. It's good to see the Storm Boys back in action. Haven't seen them in regular games for years on the channel, and they're some of my favourite sculpts for the Orks, so good to see them back. And they did help harvest a good number of points for the Orks during the game. Killer Cans did okay, survived and helped claim an objective, but I'm going to give it to the Deathcopters. Their aggression with firepower was exceptionally useful, taking on the Centurion Devastators, and then they pushed on. Wasn't expecting to use them in that way, but they were happy to get stuck into close combat and helped to overwhelm the Imperial Fists Marines and decapitated the Apothecary and the Librarian during the game as well. So that's units of the game for both sides. The battles come to an end. We'll call out the patrons at silver level, which is Darren Gardner, Denny Wright, Peter Goodall, Joshua Caudle and Zachary Lee. So big thanks to them for their support at silver level. You can check out the end credits for all those supporting the different levels on Patreon. And if you've enjoyed the battle and enjoyed the game, then please do hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to catch the latest videos. But this fight here, it is cheers and celebrations for the Orks. Gutripper, excited about his new machines, has reason to celebrate here. They have crushed the Imperial Fists in this battle. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.